Now, a few years back, you might remember Indian dropping the FTR on everybody and really confusing the entire motorcycle industry. Nobody understood what to pit this motorcycle against, and they still don't. It's got this big stonking V-twin in here and a 19-inch front end with really weird flat track tires that basically don't work anywhere. It's also got a really tall seat height, which put a lot of people off. However, this motorcycle has some really cool aesthetics to it that people loved. And so much so that Indian later came out with this FTR1200 Carbon right here. This motorcycle has 17-inch rims on it, which makes it a lot more like a normal motorcycle. But the question is that search for normality in this motorcycle diluting what made that FTR over there so cool in the first place? Let's find out today.
Holy cow.
You calling me dumb? I'm over here filming for you and you're calling me an idiot and...
Now, for our battle of the FTRs today, you might be wondering where we got this Carbon. Now, if you remember, a few months back, we tested out a Super Duke 1290, and I got it from the same guy who had that motorcycle. It's a buddy of mine who traded in the Super Duke for this motorcycle because he was one of those people who just loved the big American V-twin and the looks of this motorcycle. And he got the top tier, very tippy top tier FTR Carbon that we see here. And there are some big changes on this bike that we are going to talk about in a second. And before I forget, I got to remind you, if you want to win this FTR 1200 right here, click the links down below, get signed up for our intermediate bike giveaway, get yourself signed up to win. You do not want to miss out on this raucous motorcycle right here. Now, before we get both of these motorcycles out on the road, we are going to talk about specs because despite them being the same engine, there are some key differences in these motorcycles that are worth pointing out because they make a huge difference in the way these two motorcycles handle. And then we're gonna bring Whitney, the shop esthetician, in here to take a look at which one makes her the most excited because these are gorgeous motorcycles and part of the reason why you buy them is because they look so damn cool. Now let's take a quick look at those specs. Now you might think talking about specs between both of these motorcycles is sort of stupid. I mean, they're both the same bike, right? Well, again, there are some very key differences here. Yes, they do have the same 1203cc V-twin, putting down 120 horsepower and 85 foot-pounds of torque. This bike is a little bit lighter by about 6 pounds, but at 5'17" and 5'11", you're not really gonna notice the difference too much. The main difference between these two motorcycles, there are three. First and foremost is the tires, and I have my phone here because I do not want to get them wrong on this motorcycle. This bike has a 120/70/19 front end and a 150/80/18 in the back. That is a bit of an odd tire choice for a street bike, especially one making this kind of power. This motorcycle over here, by comparison, has a super standard sport bike setup, 120/70/17 up front and a 180/55 out back. This tire size is basically the same as all of your other super bikes out there. It causes this motorcycle to handle a lot differently. Another big change in the handling of this motorcycle is it has an Öhlins fully adjustable front fork, 43 millimeters, and an Öhlins rear shock. This motorcycle still fully adjustable in the back, still 43 millimeters, but it is only Sachs. It's not that crazy Öhlins setup. But for your average street rider, does it really make a difference? We're gonna find out. The last thing, the biggest thing that made this motorcycle here more accessible to more people is the seat height is a lot lower. And by a lot, I mean it's over 2 inches shorter. This right here is 33.1 inches, which is prohibitively tall for a lot of people, versus this, which is 30.7 inches. That's accessible to just about anybody. I mean, that's lower than most naked bikes and most sport bikes combined. This is a super approachable motorcycle right here. But with all those specs out of the way, let's get somebody in here who's thinking more with their eyeballs than their brain and see which one Whitney likes better in terms of style.
Wait a second. Are you calling me dumb? I'm over here filming for you and you're calling me idiot and I'm gonna wax these, a beautician, whatever you said?
I said esthetician, and I think that you're the better person to rate how these bikes look because you're the person who comes in and wants all these cool old motorcycles, and these are neo-retro bikes right here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see, since a big part of why people love these motorcycles is the looks, which one you like the looks of more?
I have an unpopular opinion, and is the internet a safe space to express that opinion?
It's as safe as it's ever been for unpopular opinions,
No,
but
that's
let's hear
true.
it.
The yellow and muted red on this reminds me of like hanging out in my cousin's basement getting ready to go to McDonald's. Yeah, which is, I know people love this one and I deeply appreciate it, just like I do a lot of the MV Agustas, and I love the exhaust. That's like the sexiest part, just cradling the clutch cover. But I think if I had a choice, I would go with the blacked out version.
So do you think you would go with the blacked out version with the littler tires? Because I do know that your R9T has the big front end on it, very similar to that one.
I don't like that color. I don't like the, it's a little doily for me.
Okay, well, why don't we get these motorcycles out on the road where they're actually going, where
Killer off of their head!
where we won't have to worry about looking at the bike so much, and hear what you have to say about how these bikes ride. Alrighty, everybody, we are getting ready to go out on the road with both of these motorcycles here, but before we did, Whitney rode in on the FTR Flat Track Boy. Let's get you on the carbon and see what you think about it, because there's a pretty substantial difference in the seat height on this guy.
Yeah, you were talking, it's like 3, look at this, I'm flat-footing it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Even on this hill, too, which you would not be able to do on that guy.
No, God, no.
How's it feel to you, though?
This feels good.
Cool. Alrighty. I mean, it looks like a normal-sized motorcycle for you, whereas this felt a little bit sizable. Like, even for me, it's hard for me to back this up on a hill, even with my taller inseam. Now, let's get these guys out on the road.
All right, 30 seconds into it, I'm noticing a huge difference.
It's immediate on there, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Like, it handles like a normal motorcycle, right?
Yeah, okay.
I would even go so far as to say that it doesn't handle like a normal motorcycle, it handles like a top shelf motorcycle.
Whoa,
which you would expect with that, you know, Olin setup on there. It handles really, really well. It handles as well as any other top shelf naked bike that I've ever ridden.
I was about to say, is there something that you can compare it to?
If I were out there comparing bikes, I would compare it it would compare favorably to the Super Duke that we rode. It handles better than that Super Duke.
All right.
With that setup on there, I would go so far as to say it handles probably about as well as the MT10, which has the R1 setup on there. It feels about as confidence inspiring as that motorcycle. But the thing about that setup is to really get the power and really feel for how it handles, you really got to rail on it a little bit. But is that normally how you ride? Not really. And in that sense, I feel like this motorcycle in the real world handles every bit as well as that one does. Like, yes, of course, when you get to the very bleeding edge, the carbon is going to outperform this one because the tires are going to outperform it and the suspension is going to outperform it. But just going through these twisties on this road here, I'm really not feeling like that is a $5,000 upgrade that's worth it over this one, you know?
Are you feeling that way? Because, well, I guess we were on a different road, but I like how this one handles a lot more. Not that
really?
that one was, I don't know, that bad, but this one, I don't know.
I mean, that handling is really solid on that motorcycle right there.
let me ask you this, because we were talking on your way out here, and today's the first time you've really you rode the FTR at the drag strip.
Yes.
But that almost doesn't count, because at the drag strip, you're literally just wide open the whole time. You were not gelling with the way this motorcycle was feeling on the highway or on the street.
No.
You feeling any better on that one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, there's a big curvy hill that we ride on the other side of this, and it was so jerky that you'd like go on the gas after you hit the apex, and you're like, okay, that just threw off my vibe. It was really distracting how jerky it was, where this feels a lot smoother on this road.
Yeah, this is a lot less crazy twisty than D-Way is. Unfortunately, D-Way is dead because it's all under construction now and we can't really film out there. Which is such a shame, because D-Way was an institution out here. But it's... I struggle at, regular street pace to really feel like this motorcycle is lacking anything on that one.
Yeah.
In terms of smoothness, as I was getting after it more on the carbon, I was noticing a lot more surging under that motorcycle under engine braking than this one does. Now, admittedly, this motorcycle has a full system exhaust, and it does have a tune on it. It's got a power commander in there. And that one's bone stock, so I have a feeling that with the tune, that guy would handle a lot more like this thing would, in terms of engine braking and power delivery and all that. It'd be a lot more linear. I'm feeling like with the standard suspension setups and kind of just our cruising pace here, I'm not feeling like I'm missing out by getting this, and I'm getting that same attitude as the carbon.
All right, I'm excited to, because for some reason I'm bonding a little bit more with this guy. I don't know why. Maybe that's just some sort of psychological bias, but let's take it down the same way.
Let's do the old switcheroo. Man, the seat height between these two motorcycles is crazy different.
Yeah, no, it's back on my tippy toes.
Like, it makes this motorcycle feel lighter, and it makes it feel smaller, like a more normal bike, versus that which is so tall and weird. Very strange feeling going from super tall seat to super short seat. Oh man, holy cow. Okay. That quick back and forth, the side to side on this motorcycle is like, wow, different. Okay,
see,
maybe
that's what I'm saying, my guy.
Yeah, it is so quick side to side. The flick in on this is unbelievably fast. I guess I had too much time between riding in on this and getting on that one, but holy cow.
No, with this one you're getting pulled back when you go to lean in, like there's a weird sort of upper body sensation, like a bucking almost, where that one you were just like getting into it, you know?
Yeah, the handling on this is like telepathic, honestly. Wow, I completely take it back. I feel like this is a $5,000 suspension upgrade
okay,
over
good.
The S model there that you're on. Wow.
I didn't want to disrupt your vlog, but I'm like, dude, I don't think I'm wrong, but it was a noticeable difference.
It feels a lot more playful through these corners than that old FTR does there.
Yes. It's definitely, like I said, I bonded with it right away, where this one I did not.
I can actually tell there's a difference in how you're riding.
Oh my God,
just
yeah.
watching.
It's less confidence inspiring for me. That one, I didn't even think about it, you know?
Yeah, you really don't have to put any thought into riding this motorcycle, really. I mean, it's still a really torquey bike, and if you accidentally whiskey the throttle a little too much, you're gonna have a bad time. But it's telepathic, the difference between the handling on this bike. And it is worth pointing out something I did not mention in the spec section. This motorcycle has bigger front brakes than that one does. So the front brake feel is a lot better on this. And it's something I'm noticing going through these twisties a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like this as much. It's fine, you know, and it'll do it.
It's really funny. I can very much tell the difference in how you're riding.
Yeah, if that feels way more balanced, you know.
This is so much more predictable. It's so much more just typical, you know? You get in a corner, you get on line, and it stays on line.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one, you have to kind of hold it in place.
Yeah, like this corner, I'm like, oh man, I wish I was on that other bike.
And the funny thing is I still have, you know, the big aggressive V-twin underneath me. It's still making the same kind of power. It's still just as punchy. I don't feel like I've lost character out of the bike. I feel like the character of this bike is down to its engine and the attitude that it has and just how burly it feels.
It does feel nice and burly.
Like it just feels jacked and angry. Like it just did a bunch of steroids and creatine and wants to just listen to death metal and smash stuff.
I feel like this one's more like a son, and then you're on the dad. Like that one's like trusting, it's balanced, I don't know.
It is worth pointing out that these tires on here have vastly different profiles. That tire is much squarer than this one is. This has a much more pronounced V shape, which is part of the reason why the handling is so sharp. Comparing these two motorcycles is that just does not have an aggressive bend to it. All right, so I'm gonna go down through this way, and I'm gonna just do up and back. So if you want to tag along, you can. Otherwise, you can pull into the info center.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
I'm gonna go down and then back, and then I want to grab that one, go down and back, and then come back on this one, go down and back.
All right, go rip it.
All right, I'm gonna go put this thing through its paces here for a minute. Oh yeah. Okay, side to side, guys. This feels really good. And you can really feel you can really use the power on it. It just feels like it's better for these nice, tighter twisties that have a good flow to them. It just feels like it's at home on this stuff. And I'm not worried about applying throttle anywhere. It's really nice and easy to ride. Now let's go back down, test these corners going the other way. And down we go into the first one here. And in we go through this downhill. Yeah, this is like just telepathic. It's super duper easy. And then into this chicane we go. Left, right, little bit of brake, and then right. Easy, easy, easy on this thing. It just flows side to side so beautifully.
Dude, that one like this one a little bit. Maybe
Honestly, it does feel that way. It feels like it's taken a bit of a dump on the other one in terms of handling.
It's taking a dump, I think.
It's taking a big old dump. All right, time for me to test the this one through that set of twisties, and we'll see. I already like the seating position on this one better. Going side to side. Holy cow! Is it heavy side to side? Wow, 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 it's heavy. Wow! This is so much heavier side to side, guys. It's crazy. You have to really move yourself around this motorcycle. That's a huge difference. Holy cow. All right, let's try that again, going back the other way. And I'm actually noticing a difference in that front brake feel too between these. The smaller front brakes definitely are making a difference. Through these little chicanes here. Ooh, man. I could feel the tire giving underneath that little bit of throttle. Oh, it's so sluggish. Wow. Okay. Wow. Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. I want to take another run on this just to feel the difference.
Of course you do. Of course.
I do not like the seating position on this though. That's a bummer. Wow, the side to side on this is just, holy cow, better. Wow! Wow, what a difference these tires make. Holy cow. All right, going back down one more time. Yeah, okay. Going through these corners here. With the brakes the way they are on this bike, and the side to side on it being the way that it is, holy cow, is this is so much better. Okay, now anecdotally, because we don't have empirical times or anything like that, I feel like I was moving quicker on this one.
Yeah.
It's night and day on here. I was not expecting it to be that pronounced, but holy cow. All right, I think we have a lot to talk about between both of these motorcycles. Why don't we get them back to the end of the road and start wrapping up our thoughts?
Now I have to ask, with both of these motorcycles being out there and available and this handling so much better, should Indian just take this old one and throw it in the dumpster?
Yeah, light it on fire. Get rid of it.
Just get rid of it?
Are you going to take that on a flat track anytime soon?
No, I'm not.
Are you going to go biff it and eat it in the mud?
No. Okay, guys, I get what they were trying to go for here, and I am absolutely happy to eat crow here. Coming into this video, I had a preconceived notion that this motorcycle was going to feel way more, it wasn't going to feel unique. It wouldn't have the character, wouldn't be special like this thing is. This thing, I was confusing special with kind of bad, honestly. Like the handling on this is brutal. It's not, anybody can ride it. You can absolutely ride it and have fun with it, but calling it good is only in a vacuum. This is excellent and this is fine.
You compared it to an MT-10.
Yeah, it handles so well. This handles so well. And yeah, I get it. You have the 19 on here just in case you want to go off. You're not taking it off-road. I mean, look at it.
No.
No.
And it's style, and we like the style.
Yeah. And
Internet, get over that.
It's okay to admit that this is just style. But this has a ton of style too. And it has the handling chops, and it still has that crazy, brawly, aggressive, mean, just giant weightlifter engine in there that feels so angry and so just fun to rev out, but you don't have to worry about the back tire breaking loose on you mid-corner.
Yeah, I feel like it's got old school biker energy.
Yeah.
I guess I would own this one despite the mauve and maybe get one of those like wooden duck keychains with like it wearing a little bonnet or something and just accept that color.
So they do make it without this colorway.
Thank God.
So
Thank
you can go get yourself the FTR in, you don't even need the crazy Olin setup too. They do have a lower price tier version that's going to handle just as well as this on the street. Again, yes, Spec Sheet Warriors, I hear you. Olin's very good. You don't need it. This Sachs with the 17-inch front end is going to feel just as good. And I mean, this is just, I have to give an about face here and say my hat goes off to the Carbon FTR here. It's so much better of a bike. It really is. But that being said, this is not a bad motorcycle right here either.
No, I wouldn't be upset if either of them were in my garage at all. Would you?
No.
No.
You still go back out and you get that look back feel with both of these, right?
Oh, 100%.
So this one's your pick, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I didn't think I'd be saying that though.
Me neither, honestly. And it's my pick too. So
I
I
like
guess
the ergos better too, and this you don't. You like that better.
I like these ergos a lot better.
I like this better. I'm not exactly sure why, but it worked for me.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. A kind of surprise turn of events here for me. And I'm sure you were probably just like, I'm out here to have fun and ride bikes. So,
No, I was, but I was surprised by this, and this one was way more fun.
yeah.
This was a good day.
It was a
great
very
day.
good day. It was a very good day. Now, remember, guys, if you want to win this FTR right here, click the links down below. Get yourself signed up to win. You got yammynoob.co, shop.yammynoob.co, merch.yammynoob.co, a whole bunch of different ways to get entered to win this here bike. It's part of our intermediate motorcycle giveaway, despite the fact that it looks kind of like
You keep wanting to say it.
I keep wanting to say modern classic, but it's an intermediate motorcycle. Click those links down below, get yourself signed up to win. We are going to go back out and have a little bit of fun with these bikes, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Now, partner, I gotta tell you, it's real good seeing you here at the end of this here Yammy Noob video. It's me, Cowboy Yam, aka Yosemite Yam, back at it once again. And you click this video right over here. Do me a little solid, okay? You made it to the end of the video. Do me a little favor here. Click this video. Keep watching yourself some of this incredible Yammy Noob content. It's pretty good.